Alrighty guys, this is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena Draft video. So, we recently got to Mythic, and now I think it's time for us to get the top 10. It's not going to be easy, but we're going to keep trying and do some more Premier Draft Strixhaven. Currently ranked 69, just need a couple of wins and then hopefully get to a top 10, but it's not going to be easy again doing this. Was started out at Mythic rank 33, played a couple of games, and definitely lost a couple, so went down a couple of ranks. But hopefully we can press our luck and see what we open. So pack one, pick one. Devastating Mastery is not very good. Even in white, white tends to be very aggressive. There's lots of creatures you're looking to play, so it's a bit of a nombo. But can be fine in the white control decks, which tends to be the red, white, black deck, the Mardu decks. The uncommons are all fine. Academic Dispute and Snow Day are both comparable in power level and still quite good cards. At common, there's Burying Books and Rise of Exodus, which are quite good, and then there's also an Inkling Summoning as a great token. I probably don't think the uncommons are as good as either Rise of Exodus or Burying Books, since I think both of these cards are just better than the ones up here. Humiliate is good, but it's in two colors, so I want to generally avoid that. Between these three commons, I think I just like the Rise of Exodus, since it can just go in more decks than Burying Books. It learns, and it just kills it kills things instead of putting them back on top of their library. Burying Books is quite good, but I think Rise of Exodus can give us more options, and hopefully we pick up more lessons, but I'd rather have my first learn card over the lesson. So we'll take a Rise of Exodus here. Ooh, tempted by the Auric. Do we end up drafting the Mirror or Azorius? I don't know, but I think I like it over Divide by Zero, which is the second best card in this pack. If we wanted to stick with the Silver Quill plan, we could take Show of Confidence. But tempted by the Auric being past me pick 2 is a sign that the person to my right does not value blue, and we can take advantage of this. And I think this is way better than the Divide, even though it's triple blue, not the easiest to cast. You do end up if you're at least like your primary and secondary colors being blue, you can eventually just cast this, and it's quite powerful. So I think I like tempted by the Auric over Divide. But let's take it here so we can kind of bias our option towards blue, since we were past attempted by the Auric. Now we have a pretty interesting decision. We could take Approach of the Second Sun. I mean, we can splash this in some sort of Prismari deck, and we can even splash this in Quandrix if we pick up enough fixing, and this can just win the game if we cast it twice, and we can prioritize card draw spells. Or we can take Elemental Expressionist and just go completely all in with the Prismari plan, and just draft like a nice mid-range or controlling Prismari deck, which I also don't mind. I think these two cards are definitely excellent bombs, and even though the Approach can still be played in the Rise of Exodus deck, I'd rather just end up splashing this in a deck full of card advantage. So lots of interesting options here. By taking Approach, it might give me more options. Like, I do need to make sure I pick up an Environmental Sciences. If I take this, though, in either Prismari or Quandrix. This is hard. Let's take Approach. Let's have some fun. So this way we don't commit ourselves fully to Prismari. But Maelstrom Muse and Serpentine Curve are quite excellent here. Same with the Prismari Pledge Mage. Man, I wish now I kind of regret. Maybe I should have just taken the Elemental Expressionist, but the Maelstrom Muse can still be quite good in the Approach of the Second Sun deck, just being able to ramp it out. And I think I'd rather just take this over the Serpentine Curve. Serpentine Curve can give us some flexibility, of course, in case we end up in Quandrix, but Maelstrom Muse helping us ramp out Approach of the Second Sun seems to be way better. And I mean, the Elemental Expressionist is still quite good, but Approach can still help us win the game. So both of them are really close, I think. But I still think I take the Maelstrom Muse here, and now we can lean towards some sort of Jeskai deck. I wouldn't mind Pop Quiz, since it allows me to draw towards Approach and also allows me to learn. But I think here we'll just take Burying Books just as a great interaction spell, great in both Quandrix and Prismari. Decisive Denial is also being passed to us, so maybe Quandrix is also open. Elemental Masterpiece can be a fine top-end card, but I think we take the Burying Books here. And Arcane Subtraction is nice, decent way to help us learn. And yeah, getting past the attempted by Orc again was a sign we should just be in blue. So unfortunately, I had to abandon Rise of Exodus, but that's still fine. Not drafts aren't always 100% perfect, so I'm hoping I can pick up an Environmental Sciences to splash the approach. But for now, we'll take Arcane. Ooh, Solve the Equation can be quite fun. There's also Lorehold Campus here, but Solve the Equation can actually help me find the approach of the Second Sun. There's also Pillar Drop Warden too. I mean, by taking Solve, we could still be open to Quandrix at the very least. And by taking Lorehold Campus and Pillar Drop Warden, it's gonna lock us into Prismari, where we want to splash the approach. But Solve can still be really nice even in Prismari or Quandrix. But yeah, let's take Solve here. There's a chance that obviously this card tends to wheel because no one else wants to play it, but I still think we take it here. And now we have an option between Prismari Pledge Mage and Zamone. And I think we just have to take the Prismari Pledge Mage as a good 2-drop, and hopefully we pick up a Lorehold Campus later. And yeah, with a Maelstrom Muse, I think we're biased towards Prismari here, so we might as well just stick with Prismari, and Pledge Mage gives us a good 2-drop that can help us defend. So we'll take it here. Negate could be reasonable, but I don't mind taking Snow Day, although Academic Dispute is really nice. Lots of great options here. Snow Day can help us dig towards approach, gives us a nice expensive spell in the late game to draw towards, but I might just take the Academic Dispute here, since it's just a nice cheap way to learn, and then plays pretty nicely as a nice 2-for-1, a removal spell. And the efficiency is undeniably pretty powerful, and hopefully we pick up more card draw spells. But Snow Day could also help. I think the Academic Dispute just being really cheap is a nice way to go. Or, Snow Day can keep us open again, since now we're seeing a Quandrix card. So maybe Snow Day was correct, but, we'll take the Needlethorn Drake. But again, I'm still biased towards Prismari, since we have nice Prismari cards, and we'll take another Pledge Mage. Mentor's Guidance could also be fine, but I do just want to fill up. I do want to ensure up the 2-drop department to ensure we don't get run over by the aggressive Silver Codex, which are in this set. And yeah, I guess now for sure, I think I want to be in Prismari, given that these Prismari Pledge Mages are easier to cast, and we could even play a Teach by Example as well. But for now, we could now take maybe a second Burying Books or Elemental Summoning. Currently don't have too many Learn cards. I could take, I guess, Letter Acceptance, which could actually end up wheeling for Approach of the Second Sun. I think I just take the Lesson here, or you know what? I think I'll take the Bury to be safer, just to give us a little bit more interaction. And then, I mean, we have one Academic Dispute, I guess. Yeah, you know what? Let's take the Elemental Summoning here. I guess we have Academic Dispute and Arcane Subtraction, so I guess we're not really lacking Learn cards, and it's nice to have an extra lesson here. Let's take the Elemental Summoning. Blade Historian will be the pack one, pick one there. There's a second Academic Dispute, but now I think I'm leaning towards the Quandrix Pledge Mage. Usually one should be fine. I don't like really main decking 2 of them, since it's not really super consistent. Still fine to have a nice 1-of. But now with double Prismari Pledge Mage, I don't mind a Quandrix Pledge Mage on turn 3 giving us a nice 3-drop that can grow over time. And usually I just want one copy of this, but this helps the deck, so we'll take it. And Environmental Sciences is a great lesson now. Splashing Approach makes it much easier. Also wouldn't mind Thrill to help find Approach. Letter of Acceptance is also decent here, helping us ramp towards Approach, but can't really pass up Environmental Sciences here. And I just need to focus more on card advantage as well, and just defense and controlling the opponent until we can just cast Approach a second time. But Solve really helps find Approach, as well as, either to cast it in the first place or casting it again to win the game. So our weakness is definitely going to be counter spells, but we can't expect every game to be perfect, right? How are we taking the Elemental Expressionist? I think it might actually be worse, since we don't have a ton of removal. Could take a Curate, but again, not going to pass it up for a second summoning. Hopefully we can get a Curate later to dig towards Approach. Like, just in case the Approach of the Second Sun plan doesn't work, we also want it to have an alternate game plan of just having creatures to stabilize the board and attack with. Here, this pack sucks. We could take maybe Ogre Balseer to scry towards Approach, and I don't hate it. First Day of Class is fine. and then another way to learn, but I'd rather just have an Arcane Subtraction. So we'll take a Ogre Battles here. Definitely one of the more weaker learn cards, and they tend to wheel anyway. So I'm not really missing out on much not splashing it. Here we'll take Spectacle Mage, giving us a fine 3-drop, some nice ramp towards the approach or other expensive spells. Otherwise, we could maybe consider splashing green. Expand Anatomy is not amazing in our type of deck, so we'll take the Spectacle Mage. And I think we take the Campus here. Don't think I need the Explosive Welcome. It's a fine card, but a little bit too expensive. I'd rather just have the Elemental Masterpiece or a Creative Outburst. Let's take a Campus. Expressive Iteration is nice. Also wouldn't mind a second Campus, but yeah, this is just a powerful 2-for-1, and again can help us dig towards approach, so we'll take it. We can definitely use some heated debates in this type of deck, some pop quizzes as well. I think I'll take a letter here to help me ramp towards approach and also give me some extra fixing. Seems better than enthusiastic study. Like, we can definitely have games where we can just curve out and be aggressive with the Prismari Pledge Mages, but I think we're more of like we're more interested in getting the approach. Okay, I guess I'll main deck double Academic Dispute now, given that this would wield. This is pretty absurd. This is a really good card. I don't know why people sleep on this. Obviously, it's kind of situational, but it can be a powerful 2-for-1, especially with cards like Pledge Mage and the Quandrix Pledge Mage in the deck. Don't think Cemetery Sage is very good. I think I'll take an Enthusiastic Study. Not sure if I'll play it though, but we'll see. Could also be main deckable, but 3 mana is clunky. But it does allow you to learn, so it has some decent upside. It's not that bad. So we're going to be a little bit more of like a mid-range or like a bit of a control deck that's either looking to just stall the game, cast approach, or just kill the opponent's threats and win that way. Who knows? Maybe outvalue them by learning and grabbing these elemental summonings from the sideboard. So I could definitely use more card advantage in this deck. First Day of Class Wield, okay. Knew this would wheel, and this isn't a bad card, by the way. It's just not great. Maybe we do end up splashing like a Eureka moment with the Quandrix Campus, but we're already splashing for approach, so it might not be reliable. Okay, Igneous Inspiration is fantastic. Great removal spell. Also helps us learn. Definitely pack one, pick one over Cultivate, but it's actually quite close. Cultivate can just allow you to go into so many insane, absurd directions, but Igneous Inspiration killing something and learning is quite powerful, so we'll take it here. Ooh, Plarg. How good is Plarg? Plarg is not that great in our deck. Sure, it can bring some CMC 3 or less, but I honestly don't think this card is that great. I think it's just Tezzeret's Gambit here. We're in blue. We don't have to necessarily pay the 3 mana half just to lose 2 life. We could use some card advantage. The Proliferate is not very useful, except with the Quandrix Pledge Mage, but it's still Divination, which is nice. And again, we can still play on turn 4 to prevent life loss, and it still draws me cards, so it's pretty good. Crackle Power is quite nice, but there's also Pop Quiz. I still think it's Crackle. I think it's just too powerful here. Pop Quiz can help us draw, but I mean, it's definitely way weaker than Crackle. And again, like I've stated, I think we need some sort of alternate win condition in case we don't get to approach of the Second Sun. And this is still a fine removal spell, so I think we take Crackle Power here. This card is just really good. And then I guess we'll take our Snow Day now. Pillar Drop Warden, I guess I wouldn't mind, but I think I still take Snow Day, giving me that extra late game defense to get towards approach, and then just being able to tap things down for a turn. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind Pillar Drop Warden on 4, but we'll take a Snow Day here. And wouldn't mind Creative Outburst, but I might just want a second Spectacle Mage, since we now have Crackle of Power, Snow, and Berry with books. Like, this, I mean, this is a fun card, but really expensive. I think I'd just rather have a second Spectacle Mage. Can also help us fly over, and I'll take a Kelpie Guide, which can give us some ramp. Yeah, I don't think we're splashing for Quandrix Pledge Mage, and then minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're at 22 cards, so we could use one more playable, and we should be fine. Intro's a fine lesson, but I don't think we need it, especially with double Snow Day. Now with double Spectacle Mage, the double Snow Day looks a lot better in this deck. And again, it can help me dig towards approach, can buy us some time. It's expensive though, but I still think we try it, maybe. Ooh, I do like Curate. There's also Frost Trickster and Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz could just be better than Curate, I guess, since it helps us learn. But I also like the Letter of Acceptance. Really difficult here. Frost Trickster is not what I'm trying to do. Let's take the Pop Quiz. Maybe, you know what? Yeah, let's take Pop Quiz here. I just like the ability to learn, and then I guess we can teach by example. Could even consider splashing this with our Quandrix Campus, but we're already splashing for the approach. So yeah, I guess this is our deck. I think that Academic Dispute is probably better than Arcane Subtraction. Maybe I take this as a lesson. Ooh, second pop quiz isn't too bad. Don't know if I'll play the second copy. And even Pillar Drop Warden. So we basically got everything that we're hoping to get, but we still need to make a couple of cuts. I still think I want to play the top end. Ogre Battleseer is not great, so I can even consider cutting that. It does help me scry towards approach, but 5 mana just as a 3/4 doesn't seem great, so I could consider cutting it. We got an Ogre Battleseer anyways. I think I like my 4s, my 3s. I do like Solve the Equation because it can help me just find approach. And I guess I have the Environmental Sciences in the main deck, so I guess by cutting the Environmental Sciences, I guess this is 40 cards. I guess it's still 42. Let's see. So we want to draw towards approach. We want removal and defense. Pillar Drop Warden again isn't bad. The fours look good. Quandrix Pledge Mage might not be what we're looking for, so I could consider cutting that. And it's not the easiest to cast. Kelpie Guy seems a lot better. I like the Expressive Iteration, Arcane Subtraction. Yeah, let's just cut the Quandrix Pledge Mage. I think we can just run something like this, and then our game plan is again draw towards approach and just cast it and win the game. In terms of our fixing, I could throw in double planes here. I know, sure, we can maybe learn towards the Environmental Sciences, but let's check how many learn cards we have in the first place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So plenty of learn cards in the deck. So we should have plenty of fixing for the approach of the Second Sun. Plus we have Letter of Acceptance providing us with ramp. So I can still get away with one plane, since I think some of our red and blue is quite intensive. Looking at the distribution, we definitely need more blue than red. So 9 blue sources and 8 red sources seems great. And then we can use those single planes to splash for approach. Game plan, again, is just to play defense with this type of deck. Help us ramp towards approach. And then deal with the opponent's threats, stall out, and get to approach in the late game. We also might have a secondary plan B if approach gets countered or we can't find approach. We can still try to chip him with our aerial flyers to help us close out the game. And if the opponent doesn't play anything down on turn 2, we can always just attack with Pledge Mages to get their life points down if we have them early in the game. And I think it's better than Pledge Mage. Like, Pledge Mage can grow, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of clunky at 3 mana. Double blue is not the easiest to cast, and it still takes a lot of time. We don't have too many cheap spells to go along with it as well, so I think it's fine cutting it. And then in terms of lessons, how many do we have? We can still grab up some decent creatures from the sideboard. We definitely want to grab Environmental Sciences quickly to splash for our planes, and hopefully they don't main deck a Stone Rain to destroy our lands, otherwise that'd be pretty rude. But we still have a Letter to help us fix as well, so I think this is fine. We have 6 ways to learn, 4 lessons that we're interested in grabbing. Sometimes we grab Mercurial Transformation, but it's not a very good card. Yeah, I think I like this. Seems quite good, and I think again the pop quiz is better than Arcane Subtraction in this deck and the first day of class, since it draws us a card, which is what we're trying to do in this deck. So yeah, let's give this a shot, see how it goes. Had we taken the Elemental Expressionist, this deck would have been way different. But I'm actually quite satisfied with the results, since we weren't past too much red removal, and I feel like the Prismari 4 mana 4/4 plays better in a deck that's playing lots of removal spells. But I think this deck not having too much removal it's fine, since our game plan is again just to draw a bunch of cards and get to approach. So let's give this a shot. I think this is really fun. Might not be reliable, and we could get cheesed out by aggro, but you know, this is still fun, so I'm not going to complain. Just survive, draw a bunch of cards, cast it twice, GG's. And if they counter it, then it might be difficult for us to close it out, but not impossible, since we do have flyers that can chip in for damage. But being past tempted by the orc is obviously a sign that the person to my right doesn't want to draft blue, and I might as well lean towards it. Unfortunately, no Laurel Canvas wheels, but I think we can still draw towards our approach, and we have the approach in the opening hand. I mean, the question is this hand even good? I don't. The thing is, I don't really want approach in my opening hand as much as I want to cast it. It's going to be a little bit awkward since we have so much expensive stuff. So I think we actually mulligan this. Again, we want to draw towards approach. We don't want to. Here, I think we might just want to bomb a land, as greedy as it seems. Or we can bomb Arcane Subtraction. Maybe we bomb Arcane Subtraction, since, I mean, it only prevents a bit of damage in the early game. And we want the card advantage from Tezzeret's Gambit, Pop Quiz, and Tempted can steal something, so let's try this out. Definitely want to Pop Quiz over the Gambit, since I might not want to pay the 2 life. Ooh, Hall of Oracles, that's a good one. Sure, let's just say go. And I think we want to grab the Environmental Sciences and name white to fetch our planes. And then again, we just want to stall the opponent out, and then just cast Approach and win. We'll eventually draw into red, since red is one of our base colors, so I think it's definitely more important grabbing white. The opponent is also not doing much of anything. It doesn't seem like he's playing Approach, but who knows, he could also have his own. We'll see. And we found our red source, so no need to worry about that much. Take Environmental Sciences. And I actually think we play land and just draw 2 with Tezzeret's Gambits. How many cards will we have left? I guess we'll have to discard a card. Is that too big of a problem though? Maybe. Well, I mean, if we played Environmental Sciences and then we could grab a land, it's almost the same anyway. So I think I'm fine actually discarding a card. And between, oh, I guess it's 6 mana. Never mind, we didn't have to discard. I mean, sorry, it was 7 cards in my hand. I misread. Ooh, Maelstrom Muse isn't too bad. I could just play it out here and just have my first creature, which I don't mind. Could end up countering this, of course, but you know, might as well develop the board while I can. Opponent's also just playing a very slow deck and not doing much, so I don't actually mind this. Sure. Expand Anatomy, but I can just bounce his stuff and kill his stuff, so I don't actually mind. Honor Troll, sure. I mean, I don't mind just using Igneous Inspiration here. Hopefully no Snakeskin Veil. I don't really feel the need to steal this since I can steal the Fractal Summoning. So yeah, let's just do this. Pretty decent target, and I could just play a 3/3, but it's not that great. I'd rather just cast Environmental Sciences here to find my planes, so let's just take the Elemental Summoning. Cast this, find the planes. Play my planes, say go. Opponent's also, yeah, just not doing much in his Quandrix deck, apparently. And this is not a card you typically want in a Quandrix deck. Okay. I think I just steal it or bounce it. I mean, bouncing it isn't the worst, so I could just play Maelstrom Muse and bounce it. Or steal it, I don't know. Maybe stealing it could be fine, since he's most likely going to put counters onto a non-token creature. And I'd rather bounce that instead, so let's just steal it now while we can. Yeah, I don't hate this. And then we'll just say go. We can use Academic Dispute to kill this creature now. So Needlethorn Drake, sure. Don't mind actually trading into this actually now. You know what? Yeah, let's just trade into this. Get rid of it while we can, so then we can play the rest of our other creatures instead. If he has Arcane, we can always use the Berry Books to bounce it back. It's fine. It's still a good 2-for-1 here. And now we can cast Maelstrom Muse, Spectacle Mage, and say go. Now we have flyers that can start chipping in. I don't really care about that. I can even Academic Dispute it if I want. If he wants to put counters onto it, I'm also fine with that. Sure. Might not even care about it. Let's just attack and then cast the Elemental Summoning. And we can decide whether or not we want to Academic Dispute or not. Say go. Could even just trade. Like, I can just trade this, to be honest. It's not even that big of a deal. Sure. And if he puts a counter onto this, I can even force it to block. So not really worried about anything other than like a giant fractal token. Sure, we'll just attack here. Keep the land in hand just in case. Not sure why I need to, but he might just play 7 mana and make a bunch of stuff. I guess he already has 2 explosive welcomes. I could bounce this back, but I don't think it's necessary. I'm fine just saying go. I might as well just cast Academic Dispute and get rid of this token then. Yeah, let's just do that. Just get rid of this. And yeah, we'll just grab another Elemental Summoning. Attack for 3, play the Campus. And then we can start scrying towards approach. I actually don't mind him bouncing this either. Sure. And he tapped it incorrectly. Okay, we'll just say go. And then we'll just pass. I can block a 4/4 and bounce one back if I want to. Just want to scry here. Find more card advantage. I'm actually hoping he uses a combat trick here. But yeah, we'll just bury the other one. Please don't have Snakeskin Veil. Yeah, he has Snakeskin Veil. Darn, yeah, we'll just scry here. Academic Dispute. Not going to do anything, unfortunately. I think we might have to scry on our upkeep. Hopefully no other weird tricks. Yeah, this is bad. I'm hoping I can find maybe a second blocker to double block this. But this is going to become a 6/6. Wow, he doesn't even use the Hall. Not sure if that's worth it. Letter, I guess I can play Letter and sack it. Doesn't seem great still. I think we just bomb it. And I just drew a land, so that's not good. Alright, I guess we could just get run over here and lose, but whatever. I mean, approach might just be at the bottom of the deck, unfortunately. I can still chomp one more turn, but this is not good. Does the opponent has a 3rd explosive welcome? This is also not great. Yep, just having really bad luck here. So I just want to give him the Apprentice and the Accomplished Alchemist, I think. So that's fine. So we want to shuffle both of these back in his library, and then play out the more weaker cards. Snow Day seems quite good. And I think I need to keep the mountain so I don't end up discarding. So we'll say go, combat phase, we'll tap down both the 5/5 and the 2/5. And take it slow. And the opponent's forgetting about his Hall of Oracles. I guess he remembered it now. I'm hoping I can buy more time to get to approach, but it's not going to be easy. Since he has a lot of attackers here. But we just want to, again, just stall out. Cast approach and win that way. Hoping no second Snakeskin Veil here. Okay. There it is. Then maybe we can use Pillar Drop Warden, play him, take some hits, and then cast another Snow Day to lock him down to draw towards the approach. But yeah, I think we can win this. Multiple choice, wow. Yeah, I don't know if I can beat this. I guess I don't want to now. I don't want to stop on my upkeep anymore since I need to play both creatures next turn. Grab another Snow Day. But I might just take too much damage in the meantime. We'll see. And he can just put counters everywhere, which is really annoying as well. So we can fall down to 10 hopefully, but he can just lock some of my stuff down. It's not good. I might have to chump here. Okay. I guess I can make the good blocks here. Sure. Falling down to 3 is not a good sign. And that Kelpie guy is also a problem. And that's also a problem. Don't know how I can win this. It's definitely a close match. Kelpie Guide. That gives me another blocker. I can get back Snow Day. Maybe I just need to bomb it and hope I pray I get something better. Yeah, I think I need to keep up Snow Day here and hopefully try to survive. Yeah, let's draw. Ooh, Crackle of Power. That's a really good one. I guess I can use Crackle of Power and shoot him for how much? 6. How much is this? 6, 7. 6, 7 plus 5, 12, 13, 14. So I can. So 14 mana. So how much is that? So 14 minus 2 is 12. I guess I can just shoot him in the face for x equals 4, right? This is 4 times 3 is 12, or 3. Let me see, so 6, 7, 12, 13, 14. So 14 mana. This is minus 2. I guess I can do 12. So how much mana is that? I can kill a bunch of stuff here. I don't know. I guess it's x equals 4. And I think he's dead, because that's just 20 damage to the face. Oh, I guess Krakow of Power is going to be our alternate game plan. Wow, I didn't expect that to just win me the game there. Holy crap. Wow, Krakow of Power for 4. That was fun. Holy crap. So that's more the reasons to play out our lands, but still need to keep our lands for our snow days. But wow, that was really sweet. Couldn't win with approach, but we won with approach. But we won with a Krakow with power. That's a pretty nice top deck. So yeah, happy that actually bought that Kelpie guide. Okay, not a bad hand, not amazing, but I think we'll still keep it. I mean, at least we can do some sort of interesting combo where we can use the Spectacle Mage and use Arcane Subtraction and Academic Dispute it. Maybe on turn 4. I can also Arcane now to prevent damage from happening. But you know, I'm just gonna take it for now and then cast the Spectacle Mage with the Arcane on another creature maybe, perhaps. We'll see. Stonewise Spear is not the best. Thank God. We just want to play the blue mana, I think, just so we can maybe cast Tempted by the Auric. But yeah, we could cast Tempted next turn. We can still... If he's going to be hyper aggressive, I think we just take it. I'm actually fine with this. And I can even use Academic Dispute to take something out. Go blank, okay. Definitely gonna discard 2 lands here, since the rest of the other spells are more useful. Another Spectacle Mage. I could play Tempted by the Auric, which isn't bad. You know what? Let's just play Tempted by the Auric. And then let's just say go. Spectre of Famines, sure. So I guess I can use the Silver Quill Apprentice and force him to trade. I think I like that. I could also attack with both. This is really nice. Sure, he might double block it. I mean, in that case, I guess I still have the Arcane Subtraction up. Yeah, let's target the Silver Quill Apprentice just in case. I think we need Environmental Sciences to hit our land drops too. So let's... I guess I want to cast the Environmental Sciences first, before the Arcane Subtraction. Yep. I'll target stuff because if he tries to do a double block, at least I can kill both creatures with the Arcane Subtraction. So this seems really nice, and then we'll attack for 4. And again, if he double blocks, I'm happy just using Arcane Subtraction. I guess I could have just used it instead, but never mind. Having the Arcane Subtraction up, I guess against the Stone Rise Spirit is nice as well. So I just need to cast Approach and just try to win the game quickly. No land off the top, but our Spectacle Mage can be fine. And then keep up Arcane Subtraction. So the question is, do I want to bury this, or do I want to use Arcane Subtraction on this? I guess I want to bury it. Or... taking 4 isn't the worst. But I don't want to take too much damage, so I might just bury this. I'm actually hoping he puts counters here too, so I can bounce everything back. Sure. Yeah, I guess I want to bounce the 4/4 now, just to prevent the most damage from happening. And then we'll just cast Approach. And then I could just attack with 1/2/2 since I'm not blocking with the other ones. This obviously implies a trick, so I don't think I actually block here. Another Pill Drop Rescuer. So I guess that was just a bluff. Okay, I guess we just say go here. Oh, I guess he just wants to get it back. Good Snow Day. Yeah, you know what? Let's just Snow Day this. Do I want to land? Arcane yeah, let's just discard the land. We can pop quiz and draw towards Approach now, and we should be able to cast it and win the game. Pill Drop Warden is also nice. I mean, if we pop quiz and keep up Arcane, we should be fine, I think. Can also Spirit Summoning, but we'll just grab an Elemental here. And yeah, he just loses here. There's no way he can win. His deck just wasn't aggressive enough. And that 7 life from Approach really helps. I actually should name this Approaching to Top 10. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah, this makes a lot more sense than the previous crappy name. Doesn't seem great, but seems fine. Got our white mana, so I guess we can still Arcane, grab our red. Not sure if I even want to use this, to be honest, since we have a bunch of lands already. Tempted by the Orc isn't too bad. We can stay mono blue for now. If I draw 2, I guess I'll have to discard. So probably just fine cycling the Arcane Subtraction and the turn. And then we might steal this Pledge Mage, who knows. I actually don't mind this, because I get to prevent 3 and steal it. So that's pretty good. I might even use this main phase, so then he keeps it untapped, in case there's a potential blocker. Because if I steal it on my turn, we're not going to have the blocker up, so I think I actually cycle the Arcane Subtraction here. And then prevent him from attacking, then we'll steal it the following turn. Scientist is nice. Elemental Summoning is also really nice, but I think we want the Sciences, since we should be able to stabilize with this hand. So this is a problem, but I still think we steal the Promising Dusk Mage here. Yeah, let's steal this. It's pretty nice here. And this forces him to fly over constantly. And I still draw a card this die, so this halts the ground at least. And I guess I can proliferate to the Tezzeret's Gambit, which is really interesting to note. This is also just scary. So very interesting. I can play the Pillar Drop Warden. I can Tezzeret's Gambit to proliferate and draw 2. I could also play out the Maelstrom Muse. I think I'd rather just have the Warden. Maelstrom Muse I feel like is a lot more useful. Okay, I guess he can attack for 5. Unfortunately, I don't mind double blocking Embrose as well. He's gonna use, yeah, he's just going to Crackle of Power is also really powerful. So we could set up a Snow Day turn. This is very interesting. So I can Environmental Sciences find red, double red, however, it's still not enough to take out Embrose. I can play the Maelstrom Muse. I can play Tezzeret's Gambit and just draw 2 and proliferate. He's gonna grow this into a 4-powered creature. It might be better to just play Tezzeret's Gambit here. And draw 2. Draw 4, I mean. Yeah, let's just draw 2 here, I think. And we can still cast Environmental Sciences. I think this is the turn to do it. Because he's just going to load up 2 counters onto this. We want to Crackle of Power, take out Embrose, maybe. This would have been great too. Just want to grab all the lands. Just have a big Crackle. Yeah, he's going to load up 2 counters onto this, which is going to be a bit of a problem. I could also attack for 4. But I think that's a little bit too ambitious. Let's just say go. So I guess this is going to have 5 power. I need to take out both Embrose and Combat Professor. Can I do that? I think I can only take out Embrose. Not sure here. Definitely need to take it here. Yeah, otherwise he just kills my Pillar Drop Warden for free, and I don't want that. So we can do X equals 2 to take out Combat Professor. I mean, X equals 1 to take out Combat Professor and Ambrose. I might want to just take out the Combat Professor since it's a relevant flying threat that can keep chipping in. Like, even if I take out Ambrose, the problem is this is going to be a problem. I can also Snow Day as well. If I X equals 2, I guess I can get to 8 mana and maybe take both of these out. So we're going Pledge Mage. Solve the equation. That's also very interesting. You know what? Might just use it on the Combat Professor here. And take it slow. And hopefully he doesn't have Beaming Defiance. I mean, him keeping up 2 mana is definitely a little bit odd, so I think he might have Beaming Defiance here. So you know what? Let's actually Snow Day main phase. To maybe bait it out. Because I think he has it, so he doesn't get to tap this again. And then I think I want more lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess we have enough lands already to cast Crackle of Power twice. So I might just bottom this land. And then do I attack here? I don't think so. There's definitely a stupid Beaming Defiance here. And I actually don't mind him baiting out. So I might actually just block for this Pillar Drop Warden to bait out the Beaming Defiance. So I definitely want an X equals 2 the Crackle of Power and take out both of these flyers and maybe bait out Beaming Defiance by hopefully blocking the Pillar Drop Warden on the 3/1. Because I think he has it, since there's no reason for him to keep up 2 mana like that. It was definitely very odd. Yeah, and I'm definitely going to block one of the Pledge Mages here if he decides to attack. Please attack. Darn it, he's not attacking, so he knows about it. In that case, I guess I just need to fire it off here and maybe take out Ambrose at least, or the Combat Professor. Yeah, he knows he's up to something. I think I still need to do it here and then eventually get back to the Pillar Drop Warden. Because I don't know how I can win this. He has a Beaming Defiance here, but I still think I need to fire this off. At least Ambrose is dead and he can no longer add counter. Wow, it resolved? Holy crap. I can't believe it resolved. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, him holding up 2 mana was definitely very suspicious. So I'm quite surprised it even resolved. And we're not here to win the game by, Okay, Rise, sure. Because he can fly over now, so now we can Igneous Inspiration and play Maelstrom Muse. Again, the game plan is just survival here. So he misplayed because he gave this lifelink instead of flying. So I guess we're only going to take 3, which is a good sign. So he definitely misplayed that one. Could have gotten for the extra damage. Yeah, let's just Igneous Inspiration this. And, yeah, let's grab Elemental Summoning. Could also attack here. Because let's say even he has an instant, he's just going to, fly over anyways. Didn't know if playing the land there was actually necessary. So we can just solve the equation and then pop Quiz or something. Dig towards Approach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess we can also cast Solve and just cast Approach. So how much mana is this? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess we need extra mana, actually. So I could just attack. I guess I can force Academic Dispute now, which is nice. You know what? Let's... Don't need to show him approach yet. I don't mind just using Academic Dispute on the Silver Quill Pledge Mage here. Let's grab another Elemental Summoning. I'm fine trading the Dusk Mage here. It's not that great. I just want to do this to discount my spell. Force the Silver Quill Pledge Mage to trade. And then still cast Solve into Approach. And then draw towards Approach and win. Sure. There's our Approach. I guess now I can just cast Approach and cast Solve the equation. Yeah, I guess this is fine. Yup. And that's how we win. Awesome. So currently 3-0. This is awesome. Yeah. We might even get to 7-0 with this approach deck if we play it carefully. But it's going to be a long way towards 30-33 again, since I lost a couple of games that I felt too embarrassed to record. So keep in mind, guys, I'm not perfect. Okay, I try to do my best, but no one's perfect, and there's also variance. I could definitely drafted a worse approach of the Second Sun deck if it wasn't open, but seeing Tempted by the Orb pass to me from my right was definitely a sign. Blue was the direction to go in. So Krakow of Power actually saved us that game. Well, I mean, this isn't bad. We can ramp towards approach. Hey, we can solve the equation towards approach too. I mean, as long as we cast approach, we can cast solve and just win. Let's try it out. I never had a solve the equation and approach in the same opening hand. This might not be correct, but with Igneous Inspiration, we can hopefully get some whatchamacallit, the environmental studies. But as we all know, we're facing against a white aggressive deck. Ooh, Clever Luminmancer, that's a juicy target for my Igneous. Don't need to show him my mana yet, so I think I'll just keep double blue here for now. And then passes the turn. So I could just fire this off, or I can just play Letter. Maybe playing Letter is fine, since he's doing nothing, and I might as well develop my mana. And I can maybe play Pillar Drop Warden, Stonebound Mentor. I guess now that's a good target for me to eat up. Yeah, let's just get rid of it now. I can grab the Environmental Sciences here, play land, cast Environmental Sciences. This feels like a really good turn. And do we show him the white mana? Might as well, it doesn't really matter at this point. Just need to ensure we hit our land drops. and just cast Approach in a few turns and win game that way. Another Stonebound Mentor, so red-white aggro. Yeah, I guess I'd rather just play this tapped. Do I want to play Kelpie Guide? Kelpie Guide gives me more ramp. I might not. I guess the Pill Drop Warden just gives me a better blocker. Like, sure, you could be holding on to a combat trick, but this is still fine. Like, I guess if he casts Enthusiastic Study on Clever Luminmancer, it still dies. So, might not want to block any of this. Maybe I just force it anyways. It's not that big of a deal, honestly. Because we're about to cast Approach, so if he has Enthusiastic Study, I think it's better to block the Clever Luminmancer since he's going to deal 1 extra point of trample damage. But if he plays it here, it's just gonna it won't. Wow. So I guess that was yeah, it was a flaunt. Okay, so that was a good sign. So now we can just cast Approach and just win the game the next turn. So we'll see. Go. Definitely gonna start blocking now. We can cast Solve, find the Approach, cast it the following turn. Might be the sudden breakthrough here. Wow, he has absolutely nothing all along. He was just bluffing the attack. Jesus. I guess he had something. Igneous Inspiration, sure. But yeah, it's probably just game over here after casting Solve into Approach. Yeah, it's just good games. Make sure I click the right one. So I basically have the full combo assembled. I mean, he lost anyway, so sometimes you just have it all. Wow, that was a pretty fun match. Holy crap, 4-0. Rank 50 Mythic, holy crap. This was my first time actually having real success with the Approach of the Second Sun deck. I did it once with the Quandrix, and it did alright. It still got up to like 5-3, but I mean, we can still end up in 5-3, but currently 4-0. Let's keep this up. It didn't get too far. It just went 5-3, but there was definitely some rough matches where Approach was like near the bottom of my library, and I couldn't draw into it, and the opponent was already about to destroy me and kill me. But yeah, we made the right choice taking Solve the Equation. I can't believe it. We were even considering a campus over it. But yeah. I mean, either way, even if we aren't ranking quickly, this is still we're still gonna have a high win rate and get back most of our gems. Wow, this is a really good hand. Pledge Mage and Academic Dispute is a really sweet combo. Might not have too many cantrips to enable it, but I mean, at least it can kill something, which is nice. Eager First Year. I could Academics Dispute this. I mean, it's not entirely wrong, since it can be pretty annoying later, but you could also play something scarier. So maybe I'm fine still playing out the Spectacle Mage. Say go. And we can also cast Crackle of Power for 4 mana next turn and just kill something. Strixhaven. Might just kill that instead. Seems pretty scary. Yeah, I could just give this reach, attack with the Spectacle Mage, and then attack with the Prismari Pledge Mage, but he could just double block my guy. I could also just play out Pillar Drop Ward, and you know, I need to get rid of this before he puts counters onto it, otherwise it's going to be a problem. So I think this turn is actually Academic Dispute. And then give this Flying and Reach, and then stay back with the 3-3 still. I think that's correct. I guess this is going to result in a trade, which I don't want. But I guess I can still use Arcane Subtraction, which isn't too bad. Sure, I'll use Arcane on this. Environmental Sciences seems quite good. And then, yeah, let's just attack and then use Arcane Subtraction on it. And grab another creature. And then we can still grab the Elemental Summoning, since it's going to get a discount from the Spectacle Mage. I think this is just too scary of a card to leave around in the Lorehold aggro deck. And I'm fine putting a 3-3 in front of the 2-2 as well. Effigy? Snow Day? Fine putting a 3-3 and a 4-4 in front of this if he decides to attack. Let's say he has Enthusiastic Study, then it's going to be a blowout, but I mean, it's a blowout nonetheless since he gets to kill one of my creatures for free. I guess if it's Enthusiastic Study, I just want to put the 4-4 in front of it instead. Tome Shredder, that's not a card you want to play in these sort of decks. It's just not a good card. Guess I'll just shore up my defenses for now. I can also Snow Day and start being more aggressive. Mighty Voice, that's pretty cute. I could just kill that for 5 mana instead. Maybe that's just better, since it's just going to grow and become very annoying. So I get 1 extra discount from this. So it's 1, 2. Yeah, let's just do X equals 1. And take out the Tome Shredder. I can also offer the 4-4 as a trade, which I don't mind. Since this can deal a ton of damage, and I don't mind a trade, actually. Yeah, let's get aggressive here. I'm fine with the trade. And I might just take 3 from this Eager First Year since Pillar Drop Warding can block this. And I can also start being aggressive with the Prismari Pledge Mage as well. Ooh, Shale. Shale is really good. So he might just hold back on this. So I need to find answer to Shale. Yeah, he might just hold on to this. Yeah, I guess he can't cast it anyways. Voice is really good. Question, do I trade here? Probably don't feel like trading. I mean, it's not that bad. The 3-2 is really annoying. And I can always just play a Pillar Drop Warden. Yeah, let's just trade here. That's a good one. And then we'll just grab another Elemental Summoning. then grab our white mana finally to eventually cast Approach of the Second Sun and win. Game plan is just to stall the opponent out here. Tempted is really awesome. Man, we're just top decking away. He has a 2-for-1 himself. Wow, Expressive Iteration, that's a really good card. Ooh, these are all really good. I might actually prefer the Snow Day over Maelstrom Muse. You know what, let's put this in my hand. Since I should have enough mana to cast the Approach eventually. Yeah, let's actually put this in my hand. Exile the... Yeah, put this away. And then we'll exile Maelstrom Muse and just cast them. We might even just win the game with beatdown flyers at this point. Wow, even have a second Pigment Storm. This is quite good. Hoping for a land here. But we can always just solve the equation for Approach, which I'm just going to do right now. And yeah, we're just going to win the game with Approach, I guess, now. Combat Professor, sure. We can just cast a bunch of Snow Days and hold them back. Second Combat Professor. I think I want to put a stop on my upkeep. And just tap them both down. Take 4. Hopefully no Beaming Defiance. So we can play lands. So we have 5 mana for Snow Day, so I can still play a Spirit Summoning and cast Snow Day for 5. Seems quite good. Could have a Beaming Defiance, but sure. Yeah, I don't think you can beat this. Quintorius is really cute, but not great. And they were locked down this turn, so he still can't attack with this. I think at this point it's just game over. So I could just use Snow Day again and just draw towards it, which I'm also not against, so I guess that means I can still play out the Elemental Summoning and play my second Snow Day end of turn. And then I guess we still win either by damage or Snow Day. Yeah, we just win here, right? There's no way he can win. Yeah, we completely own him because we can just cast Approach, and we can also just cast Snow Day here. And he's just dead here, I think. Yeah, just kill him. Another Lorehold aggro deck. Wow. I guess the white aggressive decks have been garnering a lot of popularity. But luckily, we're facing against the ones that are a lot slower and have a little bit of an awkward curve issue. Otherwise, I think we'd be dead. Okay, 5-0. Let's keep this up. Still a long way to go back, a long way towards top 10 Mythic, of course. But this deck is definitely very sweet. Okay, Pledge Mage on 2 plus Academic Disputes. Hopefully eventually get our blue mana to start drawing some cards, but I still think I'll try this. Always love Prismari Pledge Mage and Academic Dispute. It's a nice 1-2 punch. And at the very least, we can find Environmental Sciences to hit our land drops. Okay. I mean, and if he does nothing, I can just keep attacking for 3 as well. Vortex Runner, do I just kill that? You know, I'm not against just killing that. And I do want to just grab my white mana here. I mean, I could have held back on it maybe, since I could still pop quiz into Environmental Sciences. But taking out Vortex Runner here isn't bad. There's definitely some more scarier cards that I could have considered, but this is still okay. So don't sleep on this card, guys. I'm surprised I see this card very late. It's pretty good if you have the Prismari Pledge Mage, but I can understand why it gets passed up because there's just usually better commons. But anyways, it's still very good, so let's just pop quiz here. Draw even more cards, and then we'll learn even more. Attack for 3, and then next turn we can play a 5-5 and also start going to town. Eventually we can just get to 7 lands, play Approach, and take it slow. Contezerate's Gambits. I don't mind actually just playing the Elemental Summoning and staying back, because he probably doesn't want to block this anyways. And I'd rather have the 3-3 block the 4-3. Just need to shore up my defenses. If he attacks, the question is, do I double block? I think I do. I hate losing the 4-4 to this, but I'm also not a big fan of Pump Tricks or the Arcane Subtraction, so I think I go for a double block if he attacks with the Professor of Zoomancy. I mean, I can also just take 4 and take it slow. Yeah, let's just draw some cards. I mean, I can also Snow Day him, but next turn we're playing the cast Approach. So do I even need to draw cards? I mean, I can also just save everything here, and then just cast Approach next turn, and then just use both my card draw spells to get towards Approach. So maybe that's just better. I'm also afraid that he could also just have a counter spell or something. So I might just Snow Day end of turn actually. So maybe I can bait out a counter spell of some sort, so in case he tries to counter my Approach, he might end up countering something else. You know what? Let's actually Devouring Tendrils this way. And then if he counters it, then I can cast Approach and I should be fine. Yeah, there's definitely a decisive denial here, I think. But I mean, if he's allowing this to resolve, then it's interesting. Maybe I can just play out creatures and be more aggressive. Never mind. Just cast Approach now then. Yeah, let's just cast Approach now and then just draw towards it. And we'll just take it slow. So I probably want to cast Snow Day next turn and go from there. I can also cast Kelpie Guide and cast Tezzard's Gambit since he's not doing anything. But I feel like Snow Day could just be better so I can survive against him. And I think we want to Snow Day the 2 4/4s or the Drake and the 4/4, so maybe we can attack the following turn and be a little bit more aggressive. Not sure. Maybe the 2 4/4s are better to remove and block down since they hit harder if they're trying to be aggressive, so maybe that's just better. Even decides to attack, Jesus. Not sure if that's correct. Wow, Crackle of Power? We can even cast Crackle of Power and just win the game. But I think we just want to draw... You know, I think I'm fine taking 2, so then I can play the Elemental Summoning. You know what, I can also just cast the Kelpie Guide. But I would also like to dig towards Approach and just win, so let's just play it here. So yeah, he's just basically going to lose next turn unless he keeps up a counter spell. So how much is this? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can do X equals 2. I can deal 10 damage to his face, which is kind of crazy. If he taps out for blue here, he just loses. Yeah, just good game. There's not even a... The only way he can maybe try to stay alive was maybe bluff him having a decisive denial or negate in his hand. But yeah, currently 6-0. So we're going to be back up to rank 33 Mythic since we dropped a couple of ranks. But yeah, this is a pretty sweet 7-win approach of the Second Sun deck. I mean, not 7 wins yet, but definitely about to get there. So final boss, let's give this a spin, and then we'll probably be back up to 33 again, and hopefully not drop too low. Before this draft, I did a pretty horrendous 0-3 draft, not gonna lie, and it definitely lowered my rankings pretty badly, but now this deck definitely made up for it. So always first pick Approach, try to build around it if you can, draw a bunch of cards, stall them out, etc., and you're most likely just going to end up winning. And I'm hoping this becomes 7-0 because I haven't had a 7-0 draft in a while, especially with a control deck. I think the last time I actually went 7-0 with a video I recorded was with a Guilds of Ravnica deck where I just forced red-white Boros aggro. Even the cycling decks in Ikoria, I still accumulated a loss, but haven't had any 7-0 so far, so I'd be really happy seeing that with a control deck. Since usually the control decks aren't too consistent, and they're actually quite volatile when it comes to facing against aggressive decks. But yeah, let's go for it. All right, final boss. Can we get 7-0 with approach of this top 10 deck? Ooh, yep, Prismari Pledge Mage and Academic Dispute. Nice 1-2 punch, great combo, and Igneous Inspiration. This seems great. So hopefully we can install at the early game, draw a bunch of cards, get to our approach, win that way, or we can just dish out a ton of damage and win as well. So this is looking great. We're on the draw though, but you know, at least this hand is good, so this seems great. Okay, black. So usually black is kind of aggressive in this set, so Otter Widowbloom or Silver Quill both are quite aggressive. Kilion would be scary. Ooh, Rakdos. Alright, this should be interesting. I think this is a Mardu control deck. Usually these two colors are Mardu based, and that's usually the archetype that runs a ton of removal for the most part. So not even sure if I want to cast Academic Dispute if he's just going to play an Environmental Science and pass. Yeah, okay, it's a Mardu control deck. Since I don't really care about taking out a 1/1 Pest Summoning token, so I might just pass the turn and just say go. And then save my instances and removal for some other bigger threats. He could just play a bunch of removal spells, but I mean we can eventually just cast Approach and win, so... either way, I should also be careful with board wipes because this is a type of archetype that tends to play a ton of board wipes. So he's definitely gonna main deck Expels, maybe Day of Judgment or Crux of Fate. But I still think I want to get my at least 2 creatures out, and I'm fine with him sweeping the board since I need to eventually bait it. First day of class just to learn, sure. Not the worst, but not the best. Okay, an Inkling Summoning token, that's fine. Ooh, Silencer, that's a good one. I'm hoping he just doesn't name Igneous Inspiration because I'm planning to take this out with it. Heated debate, okay, not too bad. Question is, do I trade? I think I do. If not, I guess I'll just Igneous Inspiration and attack for 1, which I think is a really solid game plan. Since I can use this to fight his summoning token next turn. Yeah, let's grab the Environmental Sciences ASAP, and then we can always learn the big boy later. And next turn we can still play Maelstrom Muse, cast Academic Dispute, and maybe kill off the Inkling token, and at the same time make a 4/4. Ooh, Combat Professor, that's perfect. Man, the opponent's just feeding us everything. Yeah, I will take out your Combat Professor, but it's not free though, because he can still double block, unfortunately, but I still think it's worth it. Yeah, it's just too good. Let's just force the Combat Professor to block. Decline. And we'll just grab an Elemental Something. Could also use Mercurial Transformation. But I think this is still fine. And I'm probably just going to play my 4-drop. He's probably going to double block to take this out, which I'm not against. But Combat Professor definitely needs to go. Pilgrim, sure. So he can play his Inkling Summoning token. And I don't mind attacking. I can actually play a free Environmental Sciences, or I can cast the Elemental Summoning for cheap. And go from there. Yeah, let's attack. I don't mind taking 2 in the air. And, you know, Environmental Summoning Sciences for free seems quite good here. Grab our planes. I can also just Tezzret's Gambit here if I want to. Let's see. If I want to lose 2 life, you know what? I think I want the blocker in case he decides to attack, because I don't want to take too much damage in this deck. And then we can decide whether or not we want to pop Quiz in the Gambit next turn or just cast Snow Day. Blade Historian, okay, that needs to die. Ooh, this is good. I think I might have to take 8 here and maybe blow him out with like a Snow Day or something else. I mean, I could trade here. Yeah, I think we just take it. And then we Burying Books the Blade Historian next turn when he decides to attack. But yeah, that's scary. Yeah, play lands to go. Hopefully no Beaming Defiance here. I mean, I can still study Snow Day. Sure. Ooh, okay. I might actually Burying Books that. I mean, I could Snow Day that and just take 4. Maybe that's just better. I mean, take 6, I mean. And just go from there, because I might have to bounce this, not sure. Fine, taking 4, I guess. Ooh, solve the equation, okay. Guess we need to just grab Approach of the Second Sun, and then we just want to take it slowly here, keep up Burying Books, I think. Yeah, we'll just say go. And the turn we can still bounce the token and take it from there. Or at least bounce the Blade Historian. I think we need to bounce the token. Not sure, Blade Historian is also scary. I can still take 4. But then at least I can trade for the 2-1. Or double block it, not sure. Warden, sure. I guess he can bring back something as well, which isn't great for me. Yeah, let's bury this. And I think we just want to sit back and just take it slow. I can also attack. Attacking isn't too bad either, because I can cast this for cheaper and cast a card draw spell to get there quicker, so I think I actually attack here. I think I'm fine with this. Cast Approach cheaper. I think I'm fine casting Tezzret's Gambit too. And then I'm fine chumping here and taking some hits. I think I need to chump the one with the Expanded Anatomy in it. And then I'm hoping I can just stall out and draw towards Approach and win. This isn't going to be easy though, so I think I need to chump. And then use Arcane Subtraction, chump again, and go from there. And hopefully he doesn't have removal. I should be able to survive 1 or 2 turns if I carefully play this out. But I could also be in trouble. We'll see. Yep, and I'm fine chumping whoever. Ooh, he's gonna play first day of class instead. I guess he has another creature to follow up. I guess another expand Nami. Ooh, I guess it's just that. I don't really care about that. I'm actually fine. Ooh, he's just gonna go all in. I'm still gonna be alive though, so. Down to 1. Yeah. Can I get there? I can pop quiz. Find a creature maybe. Ooh, snow day? Wow, that's gonna save my butt. So now what? I can play land. I can snow day. Oh man, I just needed 1 extra mana to stay alive here. So I could snow day main phase, but I'm gonna fall to 1. I guess I could spirit summoning, arcane subtraction, and block. I could snow day. It's very close. Let's see. What if I attack here and get a cheap snow day and get a spirit summoning and arcane subtraction? Is that enough? Maybe that is. Only if I had 1 more mana to stay alive, I would have been in good shape here. I can also spirit summoning, keep up arcane subtraction, but that won't do it. Very difficult. So if I attack here, what happens? I have 4 mana, but I can only cast a spirit summoning. Yeah, I mean, ooh, I guess I can still survive. Very close, Jesus. Alright, I guess we couldn't 2-0, but very close. Jesus. Alright, couldn't 7-0, but very close. But we still did very good in that match, I think. Don't know what the misplay was, maybe taking too much damage, but I think I still need the 4-4 to stay back. But for now, it's still going to be very difficult getting the top 10. So I'm hoping I can take out this final boss and maybe go 7-1 at least. But that was a really fun match. For sure, very close. Ooh, solve the equation, tempted. Not the most exciting hand. I'm hoping I can maybe draw into some action. Opponent's on the play. This can be a pretty bad hand or a pretty good one. I think I still try this. And it might actually solve for something else besides approach. But we'll see. Hunt isn't the worst. So Witherbloom deck, so at least it's a slow, grindy deck. And that's a perfect top deck. So do we want to solve for approach of the second sun? I think we might want to, or not. Ooh, I can also maybe steal this eventually. Huh. That's interesting to note. I could actually attempt to steal this instead. So maybe I should just go for something else besides approach and grab, like, I don't know, environmental sciences instead. I mean, if I top that blue, that would be great. If not, then it's not great as well. This is very interesting. Yeah, I could use Academic Dispute maybe. Grab blue mana or grab Igneous Inspiration. I guess Igneous Inspiration is just better to answer this, and we'll say go. Fine taking 3 and then using Igneous to finish this off. We'll take 6, I guess. Like, stealing this would have been fun, but I just don't want to get run over here. and then eventually, hopefully, I find enough card draw spells to draw into approach and go from there. He could also have his Professor's Warning, but I don't think I can afford to play around it, so please resolve. And now we can get our Environmental Sciences. Let's say go. Just need to survive here. We're not trying to kill him ASAP since he has pest tokens and we only have one creature. Basic Conjuration, that's a good one. Sure, Bookworm. So I need to survive against the Bookworm. Very interesting attack. So he probably has that Death Touch trick. I mean, it's not wrong just baiting it out, to be honest. So I'm fine with the exchange. I guess I have to maybe finish this off. Yep. It's not the worst. I think we still want to Expressive Iteration first instead. Okay, this is good. So I do want to put this in my hand. And then put the land into exile, right? Since I need the triple blue. And I just want more card advantage, so yeah, let's put this in my hand. Put this in my library. Exile the island, play the Prismark Pledge Mage. And eventually, hopefully, survive against the Bookworm. Because again, the game plan is just to draw towards approach and win. This is 8 mana, so you can't cast it until next turn. We'll still take it slow, and hopefully he doesn't have a million removal, but it seems like he might. I mean, I can still take it slow, draw some cards, gain some life, and then once he plays the Bookworm on his turn, I can just tap it down. So yeah, let's just take it slow. I think we want to get the Environmental Sciences out first, find the planes, play the planes, and then just draw 2. Seems about right, and we don't really want to lose life here, so this is fine. No approach, but hopefully we can draw towards it. Harmonize, so opponent's going to draw more cards. At least he didn't get his 8th land drop, and I can still take the slow. Might have to steal the Skirt Colony just to survive though. Yeah, I think I might just have to steal this. And then we can still say go. I can also just make a giant Crackle of Power, like the previous game. Approach, there it is. Our main win con. And we'll say go. He could use Introduction here, but it'll just draw me towards approach. So I have to take 7, I think. Yeah, sure. Hopefully not get run over too badly here. Wow, Spine Karak. So x equals 8, so I can still do x equals 2, deal 10 to Bookworm in the 2-4 or the 2-2. So I can also just play land. I could also Kelpie Guide and Snow Day, I guess, which I think it's fine. So let's on this upkeep use Snow Day. So he doesn't draw into like a Snakeskin Veil. Otherwise I have to chump, I think. Please just resolve. What's this? I guess it's a Regrowth. Regrowth is sorcery speed, however. Yep. Do we want more lands? Probably need to discard the land still. As much as I like lands, we probably need to just keep most of the other spells. And then I think I'm going to take 2 from the Leech Fanatic, since I can use this to keep tapping down his big creatures, which is definitely very important. And in a couple turns I can just win. Ley line, I can bury that, thank God. And I'm just going to take 2 here. Sure. Grab a summoning, I think, since it's cheap. Grab a Pillar Drop Warden. And then I can also just make a 3/2. I should just keep it safe still, in case he has instant speed removal. So I should just tap this down just to be safe. And then if he tries any other shenanigans, I can at least Burying Books. He can Snakeskin Veil this, and I can respond with Bury at least. So this is fine. I just want to prevent as much damage as possible, so we'll just block the Leech Fanatic and take 1. You could also use a annoying trick with the Leech, and I could just bounce it instead. Not sure. Because I can always sack this and cast Snow Day again, so this is fine. So I can do X equals 2, destroy both of these. Next turn, and still have a Kelpie Guide up. Maelstrom Muse. So X equals, so how much mana is this? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can I cast Spirit Summoning as well? I don't think I can. So I could sack the Pillar Drop Warden, keep up another Snow Day, or keep up Burying Books. Lots of interesting options. It's pretty interesting how you decide to just stay back and do nothing. This is very interesting. I could Spirit Summoning, Maelstrom Muse, keep up Burying Books. Maybe that's the only way of surviving. How much mana do I have left? 4, 5, 6, 7. So I could still keep up Burying Books. So I think I go this direction. I might want to tap down the Trample creature, and then instead just use Burying Books on the 9/9 instead. And hopefully no removal spell end of turn. Alright, that's not a good sign. Sure. Hopefully no instant speed here. Lash of Malice is really bad. I mean, I can still maybe survive. So I might have to bounce to 7/7 instead. So let's say he plays both removal spells. I have to bounce to 7/7, chump to 9/9, take... I mean, the only scariest card is Rise of Exodus and Mage Hunter's Onslaught. I think I can handle everything else. Yeah, it's just these two which are the biggest problems. I should be able to still win this. I can Burying Books the 7/7s to prevent the trample, and then just chump the 9/9, and I should be able to cast Approach and win the game that way. Yeah, it's probably Mage Hunter into Harmonize. Wow, that's interesting. Huh. Okay. So he has a Rise of Exodus, I guess, and I think we need to bounce the Bookworm instead of the rest of these other spells, since this can trample, and the trample is the biggest issue. Sure. Please resolve. And then we can still chump block the 9/9. Eat the 2/2. And hopefully nothing here. No pump spells, please. Alright, sweet. And then we can just cast Approach and win. Man, very close match. Harness Infinity versus Approach of the Second Sun. But just had too much time and too much ways to stabilize. He was definitely going to win if I didn't obviously have Approach, but yeah. Now he needs to discard to hand size. Pretty fun games at these top end Mythic levels, but it's definitely really hard to get the top 10. But yeah, 7-1, not bad. Still stuck at 43 Mythic, unfortunately, but these were definitely really fun drafts. But yeah, hopefully I can get another 7-win video next time. But at this early, but I guess it's a lot of people are climbing to Mythic really early, and everyone's fighting for top 10. So I might not even get to top 10, honestly. But you know, I did my best, and it's still very difficult. But this was a very fun deck, so I'm happy to showcase this video. Let's claim our prize. And let's open up some packs. Of course, I think I have almost every mystical archive in rare. Pack one, pick one. Combat Professor. I would take it over Opt and Arrogant Poets, which are all pretty solid playables too. I will take Rutha here. Ruth is a bomb. Alan Shieldmage is also good. Study Break is also good. Golden Ratio can be good, but still requires setup. But still, Rutha is a bomb. I'll take Igneous Inspiration over Heated Debate and Burying Books. But between Burying Books and Heated Debate, I'd still take Heated Debate, since Burying Books is not very good if you're being aggressive. It's like, sure, in the late game you can use this proactively if you have a lot of mana, but usually this is a good defensive card, not very good aggressive card, whereas Heated Debate is good on defense and offense. Yeah, I would take Igneous Inspiration over both of these, and then I would take Heated Debate over Bury, but you know, they're both close. The best blue common and the best red common. Take Eliminate here. Frost Trickster has gone down in value, but still fine. Reflective Golem really only playable in the aggressive white decks with lots of guiding voices. And yeah, easy Eliminate. I'll take Apprentice over Token, even though it doesn't keep me the most open. Apprentice is just really powerful if you do end up in Quandrix. It's basically just draw a card every single time you cast a trigger Magecraft. Like, sure, it's a land, but you're still thinning out your library. You're still hitting your land drops, and eventually you're just gonna draw mostly nothing but spells once you're able to just thin out your deck. So yeah, Quandrix Apprentice I think has a lot more upside than Elemental Summoning, but Summoning is also a pretty decent lesson. But the best lessons in terms of creatures are definitely the Inkling Summoning, and then Fractal Summoning, and then I think third place is Elemental Summoning. Here are just easy Heat Debates, Arcane Subtraction, and is a nice way to learn, and that's about it. Show of Confidence is okay, it can be fine in the right Silver Quill deck, but usually, I mean, it can be good in the right Silver Quill deck, but if you don't have a lot of cheap instances and sorceries to go off with this, it's not that great. But Heat Debate is the pick here, but yeah. Alright, thank you guys for watching this video. It's still going to take me a long time to get to the top 10. I mean, I did my very best in that draft. Still lost one game. Still got up to 32 Mythic. Lost one game when we drop all the way down to 43. So I guess everyone now is just trying to race the Mythic in the throughout this month. So it makes it a lot harder for me to get to top 10. But I'll still keep trying. Who knows? But I'm getting tired now. I need to take a break. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take it easy. Bye.